A 1975 Lincoln Continental town car, and we're gonna briefly discuss wheels, and then we're gonna install some. I got it. This, of course, is the spare. Tires of junk that were on it, and 3 of them did not hold air, and 1 kind of did. So I was on the search for tires, and then I was also only had 3 of these hubcaps. So I was on the search for either hubcap or wheels, and kind of wanted a little sportier look to this thing. Wasn't crazy about those hubcaps. I'm not crazy about hubcaps in general. And I ran across these wheels, and I thought it'd kind of give it a little bit of a 90s. They were cheap, for one thing. I think I paid $75, if I remember right, for the set of 4. And they were in good shape. And I put this tire on it just as a test fit, and the offset's too much. I cannot run the fender flares, the fender skirts with them. So these wheels were out. So I kept looking, and I really wanted to run a 275 60 15. That's the right 275 60 15. This tire right here. I came across these wheels and tires super cheap, and so I bought them to test fit, and they're also too wide. Now I'm gonna do some test fitting and see if with a different wheel, if those tires would fit, but I think those wheels themselves are hideous. We're getting those out the car, and we're gonna flip those, and we're gonna flip those other wheels. So I'd pretty much decided, well, let me find another hubcap. This is my hubcaps. This one was on the car as a mismatched, missing cap. And I ran across these. These are the Lincoln turbine wheels. I've got the center caps. They've got tires on them that are good enough for rollers for now, and they were cheap, $100 for the set. So here I've got a set. We've got one that has a bad tire. This one, it looks like it was maybe either sitting here or had a blowout or something, but it's no good right there. It's split out. Yeah, it looks like it was maybe sitting on concrete. There's a line right across there. But anyway, that tire's no good. We're gonna take one of our other tires, one of these, maybe that one, or one of the others. Probably not that one. We're gonna take one of the other ones. We're gonna put it on here. We're gonna put it white wall out. I'm not crazy about the white walls. White walls to me are only for for 50s and earlier vehicles. I do not like these thin white walls. If I was gonna run a white wall, that thicker one like that does look better, but I'm not a fan of these. As a kid, I remembered my grandfather had a 85 Monte Carlo, and that Monte Carlo, he had tires with the thin little white walls. Well, he went and got tires once, got 2 tires, and they didn't have a white wall, so they gave him white letter tires. And talk about change of a look of a vehicle. You would not believe, at least in my mind, the difference it made going from a white wall, thin white wall tire, to a outline white letter tire. I mean, it went, in my book, in my mind, thinking it went from a grandfather car to, a muscle car. And it was, just a brown 85 Monte Carlo, but it completely changed the look of the car. And I like the white outline tires. I shoot for that on pretty much every vehicle that I own, is white letter outline. So when we buy a set of tires, we're going to get a set of white letter outlines and put on here. Like I said, I don't know what size. We're going to do some measurements. I think what I'll and try to figure all that out. But for now, we've got a good set of rollers with rims that I'm happy with. I think these are going to look good on the car. They're not quite period correct. I don't think they came out with the turbines until the later 70s, but they did have them on this body style. Aside from the front grille is different, but for the most part, they're period correct-ish. And to me, they're better than pretty much any other Lincoln wheel. So we're going to do that. But I got to swap a tire out. So you're going to see, I'm going to bring y'all back once I get that done. I think this is one of our better ones. This one's holding air. All right, we're about to mount a tire. I always lube up tires with dish soap. Makes them go on easy, makes them come off easy. This is the first one I broke down. You can see it's got a pretty good flat spot where it sat flat right there. And so I grabbed a different one. That one looks much better. So broke that one loose. We're gonna use that tire. These are just for rollers, but if I might as well use the best one, you know? So that's it. That one's going on there. That's our old tire off of there. And then I took a wire brush, cleaned all around the the lip surface of the wheel. Aluminum wheels, they corrode. There was a couple corrosion spots that I've now, they had white corrosion on them. They would have leaked at the bead. And so that's all cleaned up, perfectly smooth now. Both sides. So I'm going to lube that tire up with some dish soap and get it mounted. These rims, they need to be redone, repainted. Somebody's painted them at some point, but they just need to be cleaned up and repainted. But I'm not doing that right now. We're just getting it where we can get it on the car, and I will clean these up at a later point in time and paint them. You may say, well, why don't you paint them when the tires are off? Well, these tires are junk, so I don't think there's a single tire that's under 15 years old or 10 years old, or they're all dry rotted and cracked and old. They've all got great tread, but I would not trust them at all. So they're just rollers. So when we get ready to clean these up and paint them, we can paint the tires too. It doesn't matter. Overspray on the tires, no problem. We'll get overspray on the tires and we'll take it and get new tires mounted. So that's on down the road when we're closer to getting this thing road ready. Let me get this on, and then we'll get these wheels on the car. Sprayed down with some soapy water. So far, no leaks. The soap's when you spray it, it's gonna have bubbles. But what you're looking for is bubbles, blowing up. And we got none of that. Check the valve stem around the rim, and then the valve core. Put a new valve core in it. I left the old valve stem. So I'm gonna check the backside for leaks. Then I think I'm gonna take and check all of the other tires, all three of the other tires that are mounted on these rims. Just make sure none of them have leaks around the rim. So here we go. 4 tires that have pretty much 100% tread and 0% tire life left. These tires are junk, but they will work as rollers. So this is what I was looking for. That's a leak, but it's tiny. I'm not gonna mess with it. I mean, that's, and once this thing rolls around a little bit, that may stop, but that's a tiny little leak. It would take months before it went flat. So in this application where these tires are not going to get changed out, or they are going to get changed out, you know, before this thing's on the road, we're not going to worry with it. I was mainly concerned with large leaks, and that's a tiny one, very tiny. So the benefit of spraying these things down with soapy water is, since they're white walls, you just kind of do a little scrubbing motion to wipe the soapy water back off, and you end up cleaning the white walls a little bit. So we've got kind of cleaned white walls and 4 tires that will hold air for the most part and will roll and will fit on there. So let's get those mounted up. I'll bring y'all back when they're on. Well, unfortunately, we're at a stopping place. Here's our issue. These are our lug nuts. No way you're gonna get a wrench on these. So these are some that I had bought for my C10. I got half a set. Changed out half of them, haven't done the other half. You can see these are the old ones. I wouldn't put those on there either. But we can use these as something to check. Like, I can make sure center caps fit with these, all that kind of stuff. Because I think these are going to be about perfect for what we want. So I only have half a set of these, but I can order more. So I'm going to check center cap, make sure these seem like they'll work with the center cap. And I think, I mean, that gives us plenty sticking out for a socket. There should be no issues with these. So I'm gonna do some measurements on these. I bought these a long time ago. Tried to look up in my old orders. It does not, can't find them. So I don't remember if somebody bought them for me. My wife may have gotten them for a birthday or something, but I can't find them. So I'm gonna try to match them up and try to get a new set coming. All right, new lug nuts will be here in the morning. So we're at a stopping place, but I like the look. And they're not period correct center caps. Observant ones of you will notice this is the newer style Lincoln logo, whereas, you know, we've got the older style there. I like the older style better. I may see if I can find some center caps that have the older style, or they made some hubcaps that are period correct for this. I think that have the right emblem, and the centerpiece of those hubcaps looks like that. I'm wondering if you could swap out the center section of these center caps. You know, they're bolt in. See, if you could swap that out and have a period correct center cap. I don't know, but I may look into it. But I like the look of those wheels. I think they're gonna look really good on here. So that's what our wheels look like on the front. Looks good. Got the new lug nuts in and got them installed, all torqued, center caps on. And let me show you the rear. Like I said, I don't have the fender skirts on it, but I can show you what the rear looks like on the ground. And here's our rear. So I think it'll look pretty good once the fender skirts are on. And y'all let me know what y'all think, but I'm pretty set on the outline white letters. I know some people aren't gonna like that, but I think they'll look good. But to be honest, it doesn't look half bad with these wheels and the white walls, but I think I would like the white letters better. So y'all give me your opinion on that, but pretty sure we're gonna go with white letters. And here's the other 3 of these. I'll do a little bit of cleanup and just a quick polish on them. Gonna put these up on Marketplace. But yeah, so I think that's it. We're gonna probably do some engine diagnosis in the next video on the Lincoln and see what kind of shape it's in, see what we need to do to it to get it in tip-top shape, get it, you know, to where it's, you know, on the road to a good, reliable driver. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and subscribe for more.